first question is from Timai from Australia. Dear Pastor Chris, how can I control my thoughts, especially controlling myself to think the right thoughts only? How can I control my thoughts? Well, firstly, you have to accept that it is possible. Because until you accept that it's possible, you will never be able to do it. So the possibility is first to be accepted. In Galatians chapter 5, reading from verse 22 into verse 23, the Bible says, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law." Now in the 23rd verse where it says meekness and then temperance, the word temperance actually means self-control. The Greek word is engratia. It means holding oneself back. And the Bible says this is all the fruit of the Spirit, which means it is the product of the recreated human spirit. These are the works of the Spirit, meaning that you actually have these things natively in your recreated, born-again human spirit. They are deposited in you naturally by the Spirit of God when you are born again. So you have self-control as a natural ability in your spirit. Now if you have that, it means you can control your mind. It means you can control yourself. It means you can do anything you really want to do. Put yourself under control. This is one of the things the Bible says you have natively in your spirit. So accept that it is possible and that God has given you that ability. That's the first thing. The number two is to begin using it. Because if you got something and you don't know how, or you don't use it or practice using it, it'll never work. It'll not work itself out. The Bible tells us to work out our own salvation. See, with fear and godly reverence. That means that we should practice that which we have received. We should put it to work. That's what it means. Now, if you have self-control natively in your spirit, you're going to have to begin using it for your mind and your thinking. That means you practice focusing on chosen subjects. You decide what you're going to think about. You practice focusing your mind on chosen subjects. And you practice also withdrawing your mind from the things you don't want to think about. Now you have to realize that thoughts can come to you without your personally attracting them. You know, someone has rightly said that you may not be able to stop birds from flying over your head, but you can sure enough stop them from building a nest on your head, and that's true. So practice focusing your mind on chosen subjects and practice withdrawing your mind from the thoughts you don't want. Now if you practice it, you will soon master it because you have the natural ability in your spirit because you're born again. The Bible says it belongs to you, you got it in you. Then the third thing is don't be intimidated by bad thoughts that are coming to you, because Satan uses bad thoughts to make us feel like we have no control over them, and then to also make us feel that we are responsible for the thoughts. Now when bad thoughts come to you, don't accept them as your thoughts, for the Bible says we have the mind of Christ. So you natively have the mind of Christ. And so when negative thoughts, fearful thoughts, bad thoughts, whatever they are, when they come to you, don't let them intimidate you and make you think they belong to you or they are natively with you. So you can reject them. You can say, no, these are not my thoughts. These are the thoughts coming from the devil. See, because the Bible shows us that the devil does bring us thoughts. These are those spiritual missiles that the Bible talks about. He shoots them at your mind. See, things that he already knew you were interested in before you were born again. He'll bring those thoughts back to you. Bring those thoughts back to you and make you think they belong to you. You have to learn to refuse them intimidating you. They don't belong to you. And so don't dwell on them. So these are the steps you must take in controlling your mind.